make you eat any logos today. And guess what? I forgot to turn on my lights. There we go. That's better. How are you doing, Paul? Besides when you're hungry,
Man, I'm doing good.
You're not you when you're hungry, Paul.
No, we got a banger of a show today, though. We got a real good one today.
We got stuff today. Everything from a new emergency room, airport update, questions about a bulldozer that is maybe
sus,
maybe a little sus. We're going to discuss all the ins and outs. We're talking about a missile test that took place on Eglin Air Force Base. Paul is going to be taking the lead on that because, as you might imagine, I don't know a lot about missiles. And the final thing we're going to talk about is the missing kayaker that unfortunately died last week. We're going to tell you all about what the family is doing to memorialize him, give you a little bit more information on that. So after we dance, we're going to talk. Ready?
Let's get it.
Welcome back to Paul and Saul. We're so happy to have you.
Do you think people realize we're actually doing that live? Like, that's us dancing down there in the corner. Like, that's not a taped intro. We do a different dance every week.
I hope so. I moved the camera around because I have it on a move right now.
Yeah.
Just to kind of keep things interesting. And so I did that, and it hasn't been done before. So my hope is that people do, in fact, know that it's going on. But while we're after it, let's talk about the first thing that we need to talk about, which is a new emergency room that's just opened this morning, right? So we already got this on the website. We got all the pictures out there this morning. Don't want to brag, but we did that pretty fast. Thanks, Trisha. And so, yeah, there it is right there. You can see it.
It's beautiful.
It's a beautiful one. It's close to I-10 and 331. Got a bunch of very advanced stuff to look at. A bunch of state-of-the-art things, and it's kind of a branch of HCA Twin Cities, so they get a lot of their staffing and management, and doctors will be coming in from there. So lots of good things happening. Defuniak Springs, this opens up another hospital facility in that city, which has long been underserved by the greater medical community. It's all been in the South End, right?
Yeah,
because that's
thanks,
where all
HCA.
So big shout out to HCA for making this emergency room happen, keeping people a little bit safer, getting them emergency help a lot faster. Because I mean, a drive from Defuniak, even in an ambulance, is 30 minutes to Niceville, or 30 minutes to Ascension Sacred Heart in South Walton. 30 minutes.
You know what I was thinking about?
Yeah,
like, you get somebody is going to be the first person served there, the first customer, and may that person have something that's easily taken care of, and that they come out feeling good after their first experience.
Yeah, so a lot to be thankful and excited about going on in Defuniak Springs. We'll be checking in with them just to see how this opening has gone. Had a ribbon cutting a couple weeks ago, so they've been busy. But while we've talked about this, we're going to move and thank our sponsor for this week's Paul and Saul show. Thank you, Northwest Florida State College, for making this show possible. Little known fact, Paul, did you know that welders make like 90 grand a year? And it requires just a certificate to do. And it's something you can get at Northwest Florida State College in the matter of, a couple of months. It's less than a 1-year program. It's well worth it, in my opinion, because that's more money than I make. So it's money well spent.
I got a bonus for you. So Mel Ponder is the president there. He's going to be doing a fireside chat with the president of University of West Florida.
Cool.
I believe his name is Manny Diaz Jr. And that is going to be sponsored by One Okaloosa EDC, and it's being held March 31st. So if you want to go see Mel and Mr. Manny Diaz Jr. talk about the future of the Panhandle and education, I would ask you to go register at One Okaloosa EDC.
Right on. Well, moving on to the airport. Many of us, I mean, how many times a year do you think you go to the airport, Paul?
I go to that airport probably consistently once a month at least.
So it's incredibly busy. At one point, it was the fastest growing airport in the entirety of these United States. So it's had a lot going for it in the last couple of years, and now it's going to be taking over the transit. So you'll remember we've been talking about the transit department, probably not for the best of reasons ever, which is kind of how it is sometimes, right? But their transit director has recently resigned after all these, accusations of handshake deals and, bad management, stuff like that have
Mhm.
taken place. So now it's going under what I would consider probably one of the superstars in local government, Tracy Stage. He's the airports director over there, and the guy is responsible for that rapid growth that the airport saw a couple of years ago. It's a premier destination. He's brought in not just a lot more flights, but a lot of carriers.
Yeah.
So big win for this airport. Very rapid expansion. They're seeing more expansion at the kind of the ancillary airports as well, like the Destin Executive Airport,
Mhm.
Crestview Bob Sykes Airport. So now this transit system is going to be a kind of like a subset of the airports department, because they say there's a lot of grants involved with airports, and there's a lot of grants involved with the transit department that used to be. And so they kind of like have experience trying to get federal and state grants. So that's why they decided to put it there. They made it official on Tuesday. And so I don't know. I think this means maybe the transit function in Okaloosa County continues to have life in it. It's been on its last legs for a while. It's, the transit money is completely grant funded, or very grant funded. I shouldn't say completely. But it's one of those things that if you don't use it, you don't really, care about it. When it's out of sight, out of mind,
Yeah.
it's not your problem. So the people we've seen on our social media talking about it are the people that use it, and they are very worried about the transit system going away.
Well, I mean, sometimes consolidation is good, right? And
Mhm.
we know we have a superstar in Tracy, so hopefully the everything with that is going to be start trending upwards, right in the
Yeah.
right direction. So
I
yeah,
mean,
it's
it
good.
is, I mean, there's so much to say about this. I mean, they added this new concourse a couple years ago for Allegiant, just to kind of give you an idea. That was all Allegiant money and federal grant money.
Yep.
We didn't really pay for that. County tax, well, we did through our federal taxes, but we didn't pay for it with local taxes. So this thing continues to be a pretty big win. This unit continues to be a pretty big win for the area. Now, the other part of this meeting, they took a significant amount of time talking about, oh, nuts, I put the choir of man thing down there. That's not good.
That's not
Uh,
me.
and that's also not you. But they spent a good amount of time talking about a surplus dozer that they decided to give to a group called Triple R Ministries. Triple R Ministries has a board of directors, and on that board of directors is County Commissioner Paul Mixon. Paul Mixon recused himself, abstained from this vote to give this dozer to this Triple R Ministries. And I went and looked. Florida state statute is pretty clear about this. This is a licit donation. They can do something like this. It's within the rules. They have to
Mhm.
put it up for public. Hey, every nonprofit, if you want a piece of this, let us know. Only one person applied for this, and that was Triple R Ministries. And so that's why they went ahead and gave it to them. The dozer, I went and got a couple of estimates. I went and looked online. It's a 2002 model. It's worth a significant amount of coin. I mean, it's worth anywhere between $30,000 and $60,000,
Sure.
even with a blown engine, which they said this one had. Um, it's still worth something. And so there's a lot of people on social media that said like, hey, this is pretty sketchy. The rest of the commission, so Commissioner Mixon, when he abstained, didn't say anything else. So the rest of the commission kind of, it was almost like it was choreographed, but they all talked about like, hey, this is legit. We should be doing this. This is a good idea. And all the Facebook commenters are haters.
Yeah, listen, I don't necessarily love the optics, but I mean they followed the letter of the law. They put it out publicly, like all other, organizations had an opportunity to apply. I understand like everybody thinks that government is not about the people and out for their own interests. And so I
Oh,
get the
y'all voted for
skepticism.
him. Like,
Right. I get the skepticism. It actually doesn't matter by name who the people are. Like
yeah.
nobody ever wants to say they trust their local government. But Triple R's ministries, they provide services for abandoned kids ages 6 to 18, that are in need and are at risk, and it's a structured place and a secure place for those folks in that age bracket. So obviously that is a fantastic mission that we would want to support as a local community. So I don't know. I understand why people are a little concerned by it, but at the same time, like, everybody had a chance to go and get a piece of this dozer pie.
And honestly, like, I think it's kind of cool that you would take the hit politically, right? Like, Paul Mixon could have said, like, hey, this is going to look bad for me, we can't do this, and then just not done it, right? And they didn't. And so, yeah, he's taking a political hit for this. Like, let's be clear about what's happening here, right? Like, this does not make him look great, but he's doing it anyway. So I will kind of take a counteracting opinion and say, like, hey, I could see that as being a pretty selfless act. Anyway, moving on to the thing in our rundown, which makes no sense to me. I don't understand what's going on. I am completely stunned and amazed by the fact that all this stuff happens. Anyway, there was a missile test, and Paul's going to tell you about it.
So it's sort of not really a missile; it's a munition. It definitely is launched from an airplane, but it's intended to explode when it hits something on the ground. So it's more like a guided bomb than it is a missile. So yeah, super interesting. I don't know if people are aware, but the United States has a significant shortage in munitions, so missiles and bombs. And so it's really good for our local community when there is a uptick in testing and there's an uptick in production in munitions, so missiles and bombs. And this test happened. It went well. It blew up what it was supposed to blow up. The two companies involved that create this munition, they spun this up over an 18-month period, which is pretty incredible. And so I think what we're seeing in the Department of War is a change from sort of these legacy large government contractors who take forever to deliver something. And they're moving towards smaller companies that can churn out high-end technology and bleeding technology stuff in like an 18 to 24 month period, which is amazing.
And so the only thing I understood in all the language that was in the press release that we got was that this was a pretty low cost munition relatively, right? What does that mean for the Air Force as it kind of like moves forward, buying and purchasing these things? Because I know, like, I make the joke that, like, the Houthis aren't going to bomb themselves every once in a while. Right. And like those missiles that they use, I remember costing somewhere in the neighborhood of like $100,000 a missile.
Oh,
right?
Way more.
So like we're spending. Oh, well, that's not.
So here's a perfect example. 2 days ago, an F-35 fired a missile and killed an Iranian drone that was flying around, trying to capture intel around our ships, our Navy ships out there. And it was definitely lauded as an amazing and fantastic thing. It's great. We shot down a bad guy's drone. But that missile that they used probably cost $1.2 to $1.3 million. And so the price to kill a unmanned drone, which costs
like $50,000, right?
I mean, their drone was significantly cheaper than our missile, but that's really what the military is looking at, is like, what is our cost to kill something, like to blow up a target, and how do we make that cheaper? And the ERAM is a perfect example of them trying to create a more low cost, faster to production munition. And
look out, Lockheed. But that's a good thing, right? Like the capitalization. I don't want to know, like, not making money, but the spreading out of the people who are able to do this, the market, the competition. Like, that's a good thing, right? Like, because all these things, I'm reading a book right now that talks about how in the 80s there was the $400 hammer and the $600 toilet seat and all that other kind of stuff. And that's because there was like one vendor, right? And so they could pretty much charge what they wanted. And so having a bunch of small, agile businesses can only mean, hey, we're not going to spend $600 on a toilet seat, and we're not going to spend $15 million on a missile to kill a $50,000 drone. That seems like a win. And also, Iran, don't touch our boats.
That's right. Don't even get close. You're seeing this, and it's going to be an ongoing thing. I mean, you're seeing venture capital and private money funding companies up front to build cutting edge technologies that the military then buys, instead of the military having to pay Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, General Dynamics, all the big boys, a lot of money just to figure it out. So yeah, it's a different model, and we're going to see more of it, and I'm all for it, brother.
Hey man, I'm in. Well, last thing we're going to talk about today is this missing kayaker that went we lost over the last week. Wessam Shaer, a family member, a guy that was well loved in the community, went out on a kayak for one reason or another on that very, very cold day a couple days ago. And he perished out there. But his family is kind of like taking this very hard negative, and they're trying to, I don't want to say make a positive, but they're trying to grieve well. They've, been in communication on social media talking about what kind of guy Sam was. Everybody called him Sam. And it, to me, is kind of a beautiful way to grieve. It's a strong way to grieve. And so, we're looking at Boggy Bayou during the summer right now, a beautiful place. There's Valparaiso. So it's a wonderful place, but I want to share with you guys this graphic. His family put this out, and I think it's beautiful. It says, "In the name of God, the most merciful, the most beneficent, from God we came, and verily to him we all return." And there's just something like really beautiful about those words, right? His family is putting together a memorial ceremony that is going to take place out in Cantonment, that's north of Pensacola, at a mosque out there, or an Islamic center out there. And yeah, it's a sad ending for this young man. He was a year younger than me. Like it's very, it can happen at any moment. It makes me like very thankful. I have one kid who's sick today, right? And I was kind of grumbling about like, oh man, I don't know how I'm going to get all this stuff done, but like my kid's here today and I get to spend time with them. That's a wonderful gift.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is such a tragedy, and there's been a lot of local speculation on why he was out there, and a lot of people were pretty hard on him for being out there. I think you and I probably know why he was, but unless the family wants to share it,
Yeah.
we're not going to put that out there. But he was a smart man. He's a pillar of a community. Everyone thought he was fantastic and a great guy, and so I think we can drop all the speculation and just focus on memorializing him. And I absolutely agree with you. I love what the family is doing, trying to turn this tragedy into a positive, and putting as much positive information out there about Sam as possible. So
yeah. So that is kind of a sour note to leave it on today. But as we go into the next week, we've got a lot of good stuff, including the fact that there was a very good basketball game that one Schoberg played in this past week. So Niceville, all the local teams are playing in their local tournaments for districts, and Niceville, the boys got a win over Crestview. Rival Crestview goes down.
In Crestview was talking a lot of smack on social media, and Niceville walked in there and pretty much made a sandwich in their kitchen and put their feet up on the furniture and just walked out of there with a W. But that was Tuesday, and they got a game tonight. They have to travel to Milton to potentially upset Milton as well. So big ups.
Yeah, let's. I'm going to pull in just some of this stuff right now. Just to show you guys the game. WAAZ was the organization on the call, so I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh, that's not us. I'm not going to tell you that we came up with this and this is our video, because it's not, but I just wanted to show you a little clip from it. So WAAZ is where you'll be able to find all this great basketball coverage, because, well, frankly, we're kind of underwater here at Mid-Bay News. And we are trying to survive, my friends. So more on that later. But Niceville is playing Milton tonight. Milton, a very good basketball team.
Very good.
And State Farm's Ryan Cabin is a sponsor of Mid-Bay News. Big thanks to you, by the way, brother. Is a Milton Panthers alum, and
we won't hold that against him.
He was a dadgum good basketball player, all right, and probably still is.
He's a very good athlete all around.
He's an athlete, all right, and so I know he's going to be, I want to say, conflicted.
Torn.
I don't know which way he's. You could be like rooting for somebody, conflicted for the other. I don't know which team is going to occupy which role, and I'm not going to speak for him because that doesn't feel right. But that game tonight at 7:00 in Milton.
I think it's at 6.
Oh, is it 6? 6 o'clock at Milton. Look at me just coming up with stuff. So yeah, telling you wrong. Classic news guy. So it's it's a good time for playoff basketball.
That's right.
Niceville Lady Eagles on a roll, on a tear as well. And so we're going to be doing that. And then we're going to be finishing up with spring sports. And then it'll be the summer. And then we'll have to get ready for football. And I will basically go into, what is it, like Groundhog Day? No, it's a bear, like in hibernation, but it'll be me watching film.
There's a lot of hoopla and discussion on social media right now about Niceville's turf field. So maybe we should get some clarity on that and provide it to the public. Don't cover your face like that. I know you got a certain number you can call and get all the information you need about the turf field.
I will go and get all the information everybody wants about turf field. I'm not going to like it. I'm not going to like it.
Just for the soccer moms, find out if their players are going to be playing on that field or not. They want to know. They've been told certain things.
They've been told certain things. The Twin Oaks fields are constantly under, I would say, artillery barrage levels of people's like feet. So
yeah, this poor kid went and hit golf balls out there, even though there's signs saying not to, and he got destroyed on social media.
Like, look, that's why reading is so essential, and that's why we teach it at such young grades. And we should continue to. That's how I feel about it. Anyway,
all right, Niceville. Beat Milton tonight, please. And for the rest of you out there, be nice, Niceville. Catch you guys later. Hit the extras. We can dance.